Right about now, thousands of people are graduating from school, saying goodbye to an era of, cerebral growth, lifelong friendships, and, maybe a little bit of mischief here and there. And, saying hello to the world of work. They're going through this transition period. I've personally been through this transition period twice, first with my master's in engineering and second with my MBA. And so I get it that this is a time of both excitement and celebration, and at the same time, high anxiety, because you are now going to make this transition, this step away from an environment into a brand new, totally different environment, work, the world of work. And so, I know right now, if you're in this spot, you're being pumped with all these inspirational speeches of, claiming your life and what have you. I mean, you've got tons of inspirational speeches coming at you. What I would like to share with you are things that will help you land your feet better, help you get some traction when you make this switch into the world of work. So the first thing to do is to get oriented, get familiarized with this new environment, with the environment of work. The world of work is very different from the world of school. In school, you've got assignments, you've got professors, you've got teachers, you've got classmates, you're incentivized to have the right answers. You're incentivized to give answers. In the world of work, it doesn't necessarily flow that way. I mean, in the world of work, you've got people, you've got work colleagues, you've got bosses, you've got things that you have to deliver. You've got teams that you have to work with, and when you're working with people, people don't necessarily like, the know-it-alls, or the people who are always giving the right answers, or people who are always arguing their points of view, or who are always arguing, I should say. That may have been prized at school. That may have been incentivized, and you may have gotten points and marks for it. But in the world of work, it could just hurt you. So again, take the time. Now you're in a new environment, you're in the world of work. Take the time to get to know this world of work, because once you figure out what really works in the place of work, what are the things, what are the drivers that make things happen in the place of work, you can then shape those drivers to make it work for you in your career. You can then start to make moves in your career. But first you got to get familiar with your environment. So that's the first thing to do when you're making this switch, when you're making this transition from school to work, is get familiar with this new environment called work. The second thing to do is find a mentor. Find someone like a sponsor or a coach, someone to help you guide through this world of work. In my book, Fast Track, I call this world of work, I call it a jungle, because sometimes that's what it really feels like, what it is. It's a jungle where, things don't necessarily make a whole lot of sense. When you're in the world of work, you'll come across, people who are in positions that make no sense whatsoever, or people making decisions that make no sense whatsoever. And you wonder, how do these people get to be in these places? How do these people get to be in those positions? And how is it that those decisions, were accepted and the companies actually went through with it? It's a bit like the law of the jungle out there. And so what you need somebody who's familiar with the environment, familiar with the jungle, who can show you, who can show you basically the map and can guide you on, the swamps to avoid, the bear traps to avoid, the hills that you want to climb, the hills that you don't want to climb. You need somebody who knows the lay of the land, who can show you how to get essentially what you want out of your career. So take the time, again, find a sponsor, find a mentor, find a coach, somebody who you trust, somebody whose opinion you value, who can show you the lay of the land, who can guide you through where you are right now, and show you how to get what you want faster. So that's the second thing you want to do, is find a mentor, a sponsor, or a coach. And last but not least, focus on finding your mission. You know, don't just think about getting a job and starting to get paycheck or starting to get a paycheck and what have you. I get that that's important, and you know, I get that, especially coming from school, that you want to start to get paid. You know, I've been through this transition twice, so I get it. You know, but don't lose sight of the fact that you want to find your mission, because when you're committed to figuring out what your mission is, this is how you have sustainable motivation in your career for years on end. You know, I can't tell you how many people that I come across now who are, you know, 10, 15, maybe even 20 years into their careers, and you know, didn't do this from the beginning, and basically where they are now is their motivation is you know, a level 2 on a 10-point scale. And they're not excited about their jobs, they're not excited about their careers, they're not excited about going to work. You know, they dread Monday mornings, they take sick time, they take a lot of sick time, you know, they utilize their vacation and they buy some more vacation. You know, this is not the way you want your career to be. I mean, that's not a jazzed, that's not somebody who's very jazzed about their careers. And so they come to me to basically make that switch. You know, they want to feel jazzed about their careers. They want to enjoy their time. They want to make their time feel like it meant something. And so they come to me, you know, 10, maybe 20 years after they started their careers. You know, here's your opportunity to start off your career on the right foot. So try to, again, commit to figuring out what your mission is, what your purpose is. You know, don't lose sight of that fact. And the way to do this, I'll share a very simple secret here with you. The way to do this is basically to pay attention to your energy levels. You know, we all have a certain energy about us, and that energy is amplified when we are around things that we love doing, or when we are doing the things that we love doing, or we are around things that we love. And when you are in those environments, when you are basically in those places or in those zones where your energy is amplified, then you eventually will figure out what your mission is. You know, be open to the fact that your mission will be revealed to you in time. Just make sure that you are keeping yourself in those areas, or you're engaging in things that actually amplify your energy. So again, don't chase the money. You know, give yourself the opportunity to figure out what you love doing. You know, figure out what your mission is. And I guarantee you, 5 years or 10 years down the road, you'll be absolutely glad you took this step. All right, hey, Amir Bradley here. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, there's a few things that we can do to make sure that you continue on your journey. First, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you will be notified of when I release my next video. The second thing you can do is you can download my free ebook called Fast Track: The 10 Principles to Put Your Career on the Fast Track. And what you will learn in that ebook are the things that you can do to accelerate your career. And the third thing you can do is you can join me on Facebook, where I share daily insights and inspiration to help you get energized for your workday. So thank you once again for watching my video. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you in my next video.